I'm Dannika Ocampo, 23 years old, representing Carmen for Binibining Cebu 2020. Please continue supporting Binibining Cebu and all the 53 other candidates, and please watch our coronation night on January 13 at Waterfront, Cebu. I was 17 years old, just turned 17 that year, and then that was Miss Lapu-Lapu 2012. And that was my own decision, Jud, na mo join. When I was in high school 4th year, I asked the school if it's okay for me to join Miss Lapu-Lapu, but then my school was a Catholic school, so they did not permit me. So, sa St. Alphonsus. And then after that, when I graduated, I already planned it na mo join ko for that year. And so I did. And then everything was so new. And then, kanang akong hunter, siya lang yun ang tigtulo na ko. And then he was just a makeup artist in Lapu-Lapu. And then he taught me everything I had to know. Pero sa question and answer part, it was all me. So when I was asked during that time, so many things akong gihuna-huna, and then I didn't know how to organize my thoughts pa. So, but I think I was able to pull it off, and then it was a really nice batch because I got to be with Jamie Harrell, Miss Earth. She was our first runner-up that time. And then the winner was Ate Bethany. And now she's, I think, in law school.
So, what was your placement?
I was third runner-up.
At least.
Yes,
Your
and I was
first
happy.
pageant.
Oh, and I never expected to actually be part of the top 5 because everything I was with, all the candidates had experience na, and it wasn't their first time, most of them. And every time we had our practice, I always feel like, hala, uy, maayuhan nila, uy, yung murag clueless pa kaayo ko, but I was still enjoying everything, and then ako pang digest na because I was really interested that time. So I was really happy.
Why did you want to join at first? When you were 16 years old, you're into pageants. Now, who are your influences?
Maybe because during that time, mas kuan ko, aware na ko sa like what I see on television. I really forgot unsa ang nagpa-urge na ko. Pero I think I saw the pageant during that year, and then it made me want to join. So I got inspired, and maybe there's something in me that I want to discover, and I thought pageantry could help me learn more about myself at a very young age.
So, after that, Miss Lapu-Lapu, what
After
happened?
Miss Lapu-Lapu, I got into an agency, and then they made me join a lot of pageants right after. So I think after Miss Lapu-Lapu, I joined Miss Summer Queen for Gaisano, and then Miss Silka, and then Miss Mactan.
But then you did not win.
I won third runner-up still for Miss Mactan. For Miss Silka, I got to the top 10. And for Miss Summer Queen, I only was able to win the Best in Long Gown.
So, what were your realizations? What was on your mind then? Mga placement?
After those pageants, after Miss Lapu-Lapu, all of those pageants weren't my choice naman doon. They weren't my decision. I joined because I was asked to. So during those times, I really didn't have any purpose. So I was just representing myself and doing the things I had to do for the pageant. So maybe I didn't find any inspiration and I wasn't confident enough. So maybe it contributed as to why I did not win during those times.
So, you eventually stopped.
I eventually stopped because I thought since I wasn't winning anymore, maybe it's not for me. Maybe being a beauty queen is really not what's meant for me. So I stopped and I continued with my studies. I concentrated with being a PT student. And after 6 or 7 years, I decided to join again.
Why?
I think because I've gained more experiences and I I had experiences wherein I lost my confidence, especially in college. I got surrounded by a lot of negative comments from my friends because they were aware that I was joining, and then I hear stuff like, why is she joining a lot of pageants but she's not winning? You know, people will always have something to say, and it got into me, and so I believed what they were saying. Yes, maybe I really am not beauty queen material, so I need to stop. But as I grew older, after the years that have passed by, I realized that you really shouldn't let those things get into you. So why don't I start again? Especially right now that I'm really into advocating for animal welfare, and I consider myself as an environmentalist. So I want to be able to do more. And seeing the beauty queens, they've been using the pageantry as their platforms for their advocacy. So maybe this can help me again. And there's nothing wrong with trying. So that's why I decided to join Binibining Cebu this year.
But you passed through Miss Binibining Lapu-Lapu.
I joined Binibining Cebu first, and then they postponed the pageant. Supposedly it's gonna happen November 15, but they postponed it for some reason to make it in line with Sinulo next year. And then I heard that they're doing a screening for Miss Lapu-Lapu. I mean, Binibining Lapu-Lapu this time. And I thought, wow, since I'm representing Carmen for Binibining Cebu, it's another municipality and he's their representative. Why don't I join a pageant in my own city before I get to represent another municipality? And so I did. I screened for Binibining Lapu-Lapu, and when I got in, I made it clear with Binibining Cebu if it's okay for me to join, and they permitted me. And so I continued with the journey, and I met a lot of great women as well. Most of them are actually younger than me, but in the end, I won first runner-up, and so everything really paid off because it wasn't really easy, because both of the pageants we had events for them, both of them, and I had really, conflict with my schedule, plus I'm also still working. But since it's my own decision, so I decided if I really want this, I gotta do good for both pageants without putting the other one at stake. So what I'm concentrating on during the first few months was that my weight, because before I was a bit big, my arms were big.
Ang picture nga gisan ni Divine kay dako kayo.
Dako ko dito. Katong
Awal mo dako man sa gyud ka sa picture no.
Yeah.
Magkagpangsan.
It is angle sad.
Pero dako jud ko ato, pagsugod na mo. So I had to work out. So I'm working out at 45 in Cebu Business War, and it helped me a lot. I really didn't lose that much weight, but when you look at my body figure, maybe I lost fats and I still gained muscle mass. So that's why maybe wala kayo change akong weight. But I observed na gamay akong arms, like that. And mentally, I just had to always think positive. Okay, we get so scared when we see people that we know are doing better than us, have had a lot of achievements than us. So I had to really think that I joined this pageant because I have my own purpose, and if it's really meant for me, then it's for me. But all throughout the pageant, I can say that I'm really giving my all for it because I really want it.
You're working now?
Yes, I am. I am a licensed physical therapist, but I am working as a medical records processor. So it's just an office work.
So, PT, and then you're not using your, you get to use your profession.
I used to teach at Cebu Doctors University as a PT faculty member, but only for 1 year. But then I had to stop because being a teacher is really not easy. And then I wanted to concentrate on working on my state board exam because that's the target, to work abroad. But there's some delays but I'm still working on it. So hopefully by next year, I'll be able to take the state board exam, and after that, I'm gonna start with my doctorate degree.
Okay. Okay, now.
Your other advocacy is about the environment, right? So
Yes.
you're part of an organization too, or like advocacy group about?
No, not yet. For environmental conservation, I haven't found the organization for me to participate in with regards to environmental conservation. But I have been doing my part personally. Actually, it's been 3 months. I have been collecting all the plastics that I've been used. If you ask my grandmother, she's really angry. Because if you look at my room, there's a lot of plastic. Like from the milk teacups, from even when I eat in pungko-pungko, diba we use plastic for our hands. I keep the plastic and I wash it. I even get the plastics from my friends. So you can only imagine 3 months of plastic use are in my room. So my plan is to create them into eco bricks, because I saw this org online that they teach you how to make eco bricks, and they use the eco bricks for building houses, I think, or other stuff that can be used for our everyday lives. And so I'm still learning, educating myself on how to do it properly so that it can be counted as an eco brick. So aside from that, I've been avoiding as much as possible single-use plastics, but it's really hard if we talk about it, because I think that the best thing to do is to actually stop the production of single-use plastics, because what can I do? I'm just one person. If I'm gonna stop using plastic, it doesn't stop the production. People are still gonna keep using plastic. As long as there is production, there is an increase in demand. So I think we should talk about this more, and maybe the government can do something about this.
Are you following someone's path, like getting pointers from beauty typists?
Ever since Catriona Gray joined Miss World, I have always been amused by her, especially when she joined Binibining Pilipinas and she won and represented Philippines for Miss Universe, plus she won Miss Universe. I really see her as my inspiration right now, because every time she talks, you can feel the genuineness of her intentions, and she really is joining the pageant not because she thinks she's beautiful or has what it takes physically or through her intelligence, but she's really a woman with a big heart, because she participates so much. She never forgets where she came from, and she still helps the charity that has supported her from the start up until now. And she has done a really great job representing Philippines across the world. And you know, even though I can't be Miss Universe, I still aspire to be the woman that she is.
So, as the representative of Carmen, what have you learned about Carmen?
I have been reading about Carmen, and the interesting thing that I learned was that Carmen used to be called Bugho. That's the original name for Carmen. And then when the Spaniards came, there's this one Spaniard who has this woman. She said, diba, they can't understand each other, so he had a hard time talking to that woman, and he asked what was the name of the place. And then since the man was looking at the woman's necklace that wrote Carmen, she said she thought that the man was asking for her name, what's on the necklace. So she said Carmen. So after that, the place was already named Carmen. So it's really amazing. Plus another great thing about Carmen is that they have a lot of beautiful places. Religious-wise, we have the St. Augustine Parish, and St. Benedict, where you can see the big picture of Santo Niño. And another interesting fact is that before Sinulog was celebrated in the Cebu city, the first Sinulog was in Carmen. So I'm not sure if everyone knows about that. So that's really amazing, and they celebrate this every 4th Sunday of January. And of course, course, the Cebu Safari is located in Carmen, and I think that it's really nice because it's in line with my advocacy about animal welfare. And I visited the Cebu Safari once. I know it's a bit complicated because I advocate for animal welfare, but it's a zoo, right? But when you visit Cebu Safari, their goal is conservation, and they're treating the animals really well, and they have a big space for them to be free. They're not trapped in cages and such.
After joining several beauty pageants, has it changed your perspective on beauty?
My perspective on beauty was how it changed was developed throughout my life experiences, not only because of joining beauty pageants, because we have personal experiences that transform our way of thinking. And I think my perspective on beauty is not because I joined beauty pageants. It's because I learned so much about life. I've been bullied when I was younger. I've heard of stories by my friends, and I think that beauty is very subjective, and we all have different point of views about beauty. And all you have to do is, maybe if the world wasn't so negatively judgmental, everyone would really be beautiful in everybody's eyes. So all you have to do is really appreciate and stop with the negativity. We need to end this standard that you have to be white to be beautiful, you have to have beautiful teeth, you have to be tall or sexy, you have to have that perfect vital statistics. It shouldn't be about that because we are created differently, and it's all about the genes, you know. It's not someone's fault that he looks like this. It's all because he got it from his father or mother. So we need to be more appreciative and stop with the hate and discrimination.